Hello and thank you. My name is Ben Gotshall. I'm the Energy Director with Bold, Nebraska. That's what Nebraska looks like when we don't have a drought. It's not that green this year, but it made us really aware of the importance of water, which is a big central issue when it comes to pipelines in our state, mainly the Keystone XL pipeline, which is the pipeline that I've been dealing with, spend most of my time thinking about. Doing landowner outreach to people who have run the range of emotions that people have already expressed here. I'd like to echo a lot of the things that Kim said, because when dealing with landowners, it's across the board. You see these things everywhere. And I have a lot. I work about every morning with pipelines. It's of the 3-inch stainless steel variety, carrying raw lacteal secretion of the bovine type, and it's a substance that I drink every day, but it's highly regulated by the FDA. It's actually regulated more than oil pipelines in our state. This was the first ad that my organization put out in May of 2010, right before the final, well, one of the final comment gathering periods. I didn't work for Bold, Nebraska at first. I worked with them mainly. I let them co-opt my image because, people in cowboy hats are wholesome, and, we generally, it's pretty easy to just kind of sit on a horse and generally look opposed to something. But after a while, I actually had to start doing research and doing things. So I'm also a guy that drinks water. That's a flowing well on our ranch. If you don't know what a flowing well is, it's a pipe in the ground, and water comes out of it all the time. And the water table starts at about 3 feet down, and it can be anywhere from 3 to 10 feet thick, up to hundreds of feet thick. There's nothing between that and the surface of the ground but sand. So if you have a 36-inch diameter pipeline that's 4 feet in the ground, it's in that water, and I drink it. And that's an example of one of the things we're trying to do in Nebraska. This is, I'm also from the Sandhills of Nebraska, the largest vegetated sand dune area in the Western Hemisphere. It covers a third of the state's area. This particular photo is significant because this is what happens when you disturb the Sandhills. This is actually the site of a power substation for TransCanada's original Keystone XL pipeline route through Nebraska, which has since been abandoned. The route has been abandoned. This work was done on behalf of TransCanada by our state public power district. This is up there in the corner. You can't see the little driveway on the left up there. That's my brother's house. It was his house. He moved. And that's the town of Erickson. So you can see how big that damage is in relation to the town of Erickson. That's what happens when you tear up the Sandhills. I will add that that work was done using public ratepayer dollars, which have not been paid back because TransCanada has not been billed by our public power. So one of the things we also worried about in the environmental impact process was the agencies in charge of doing the study. Another thing we worry about in our state is the people in charge of making our laws. This is 6 of the 8 members of our Natural Resources Committee, and I don't know if any of you have ever tried to reason with a brick wall, but it's really easy when you after trying to sit through one of our Natural Resources Committee hearings. During the special session that we had in Nebraska that our governor called, in Nebraska in that last quarter of 2011, about a year ago, TransCanada spent over $500,000, $529,099 to be exact, in lobbying and legal fees of our legislature. There's 49 of them. Their salary is $12,000 a year, and that was $10,800 per legislature member. So that's one of the things we worry about in Nebraska, because we don't have that kind of spending power to get their ear. But we did do a few things. We do sometimes have to get our pictures taken again. We did get the TransCanada to agree to reroute the pipeline around the Sandhills, which they are trying to do. And depending on whose map you're using, theirs or their earlier ones, the Sandhills, I know they sand shifts, but I've yet to see a whole ecoregion shift conveniently around the route of a pipeline. That's me and the big guy. But one of the other things that we're doing in Nebraska is we've started our new energy voter. We're wanting to get elected officials in our public power boards, in our legislature, in our government who will listen to us. And so we ask them the questions that we feel like are easily answered, and then we make a voter guide so that we can work with folks in the end. So that's it. Working with the PSC in our state and with the DEQ in our state through blogging, we do these things. So we've also formed a landowner coalition called the Nebraska Easement Action Team, working with landowners with representation as a group, addressing a lot of the issues that others have mentioned earlier. And that's what we do.